Hey, happy Wine Wednesday.
Cheers! Happy Wine Wednesday, Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members. Welcome from all over the country. Look at your shirt, Mira. Supporting Canadian.
Right? Well, you know what? I
Right?
literally just ran through the door. I'm so glad it's Wine Wednesday because I was greeted by these beauties. I don't even know what we're going to taste tonight, but I'm so
You
excited.
don't have a clue. We don't have a clue. Hey? So that's
No,
awesome. I kind of did it on purpose, so I kind of hide it. I before
perfect.
while you were away, I cooked some sticky meatballs.
I know.
Okay,
I just
the
had mine.
rice. Did
Really
you?
good. Really
Eh?
good. Yeah.
I know, I know. So I cook the sticky meatballs. I have rice ready to go. You have wines in your glass. So now let's welcome our members from all over the country, from all the way all from the Okanagan to Vancouver Island. Our people back east, usually like they are filling our Wednesday wine happy hour. They're tuning in people from Quebec, people from Ontario. Our friend Vicky's already in. They're
Yeah.
all usually tuned in. Mike Laplante, the average wine enthusiast, is one of our regular. Our crew out in Quebec is absolutely fantastic. To all of our people in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, in the Atlantic provinces, thank you for supporting Canadian wines and being with us.
Yeah. Now talk to me in French, Carl Boucher.
Do I?
Yeah.
It's
Talk to
early.
me.
It's a little early for that. Okay, we'll put the
Oh,
kids to bed. But just for now, un beau bonjour à tous nos membres, nos membres, nos amateurs de vin francophones, les membres de Carl's Wine Club en français. Un beau bonjour à tout le monde. Merci de supporter les vins canadiens, de supporter ce qu'on fait. Cette semaine, on va parler d'un petit peu un beau mix de bien des différentes choses. On va vous parler de notre challenge des vins canadiens, un projet qu'on est en train de travailler dessus. Moi et Mira, ça fait un bout qu'on travaille là-dessus. Vous allez en avoir plus de nouvelles ce soir. On va parler de vin, on va parler de Maverick, parce que Maverick Estate Winery à Oliver, dans le sud de la vallée de l'Okanagan, c'était une de nos offres les plus populaires de l'année. La première au mois de janvier. On répète l'expérience, mais avec des vins différents. Les nouvelles releases de Maverick s'en viennent la semaine prochaine, donc on va parler de Maverick. On va parler de vins d'une valeur incroyable, un rapport qualité-prix, les vins de Vineland Estate. J'ai 3 vins de ce côté-ci de la table. Ils sont là, vous ne les voyez peut-être pas. Les vins de Vineland, OK? J'ai 3 vins de ce côté-là. C'est des vins à 16 piastres. Oh oui, 16 piastres les bouteilles. On les a goûtés cette semaine. Faut qu'on en parle. Juste à côté, j'ai des vins à 70 piastres. 70 $. C'est du nota bene. Fait qu'on va parler de trophées, on va parler de valeur aussi. On va parler d'un vin cette semaine qu'on a goûté la semaine passée, qu'il faut qu'on fasse un petit recap là-dessus parce que je reçois des emails de partout. Ça, là, c'est de la bombe. Donc, on va parler de Bellaterra, le Cabernet Franc. So, welcome! Un beau bonjour en français, tout notre monde, dans le nord de l'Ontario, les gens du Nouveau-Brunswick, partout au Québec. Pierre Nollet, sa gang. Ma mère, qui a le COVID, ben oui, maman puis grand-papa qui ont pogné le COVID, si boire que ça va mal. Mais toute la gang. Pierre, il est là! Yes, sir, my man! Pierre Nollet, un beau bonjour à toi puis toute ta gang. À soir, on va parler du Christy de bon stock, mon Pierre. Fait que là, so was it enough, Miro? You want me to keep going a little bit more?
I like it. I like it. Now tell me
There you
what's in
go.
my glass. What's in here?
Should I?
Okay. Well, I guess
Oh,
I'll
you're
start.
going straight for the red, eh? That's how you feel today.
Just start
Straight to the
right
point,
in.
right?
It's been a week. It's always been a week. Wednesday's such a good day to do this because, it's like a little pick me up before the weekend.
I know. Especially the kids have another half day of school tomorrow. After that, they're getting into a 3 or 4 day long weekend, so another mayhem. But yeah, okay. So like I was telling in French, we're going to talk about a lot of different things tonight. We're going to talk about value wines. We have 3 wines, $16 wines here on my side that we're going to talk. Vineland Estate, Uber Value. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Maverick Estate Winery. You know why? Because Maverick was one of the most successful offer we've done all year. First offer of the year, all the way back to January 10th or something like that. Members got so excited with the 2019 Bush vines that Mira, I remember very like with the popular, very famously rated our first wine on a scale of 100, 94 point. That was one of the first time that Mira rated her own wine. Members went bananas on our suggestion. So we had Maverick, and now we're coming back next week with Maverick. Out of Oliver, we're coming back. You too, me too. I'm filled with fruit fly up here. Jesus, Mary.
Yes, I gotta tell you guys, it's really great. We live right on Lake Okanagan, which is amazing. Vicky, you're coming to visit us like this weekend. We can't wait. And so any other members, if you're coming through the Okanagan, you have to stop by. It's incredible. But this time of year, there's all these they look like fruit flies that hang out by the lake. Whenever we leave the window open, they come in and they like to drink our wine. So they're constantly trying to attack my wine.
They're alcoholic flies.
Yeah, they're alcoholic flies. Horrible. Yeah. Vicky says, I have to say the Bellaterra Cap Franc 2020 is an amazing wine. We featured that last week. In fact, they still have some left for us, and the link is still open for anyone that hasn't ordered them yet.
Vicky, I'll be right back with that, okay? It's part of my, okay, let me finish with Maverick. Then after that, I'm going to be all over Bellaterra before we move on to the challenge, okay? Is it a nice sequence? Let's do that, because I agree with you. I want to talk more about that. So, Maverick, Mira famously rated the Bush Vines 2019, 94 points. Anyway, huge success in January with Maverick. We contacted them back in the middle of the summer. We had something in the fold. And now next week, we're coming with new releases. First ever Cabernet Sauvignon, their new Merlot. We're gonna have their Ella, their sparkling rosé. So we have a real cool, so the brand new Chardonnay. So a brand new selection from Maverick coming up next week. And guess what? We also have Magnums and 3 liters coming up, signed by the winemaker. So cool offer coming up with Maverick. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. Okay, so the excitement, drum roll, let's go. Yes, Maverick is coming back. I'm pretty excited because I've been tasting Maverick for now 3 or 4 days, and I've never been disappointed. And no, Pierre, when Pierre hears,
okay, I'm gonna go get some Magnums because I feel like I haven't given much love to our Magnums lately. Let me just.
There you go. She's coming back. She likes. Yeah, size does matters. Yeah, it is. Size does matters. Love it. So yeah, Maverick is coming back, and now that we've.
Okay, because it's good to review. These are some of the Magnums we have, and it's good to review. What to do with these bad boys. Yeah. So Carl, look. 2013 Mirage. That's got to be consumed soon, I would imagine, right?
Maybe it can be consumed on Sunday because we're having guests over on Sunday.
Yeah, so that's
okay. Let's announce it. Vicky, who's now is on. Okay, Vicky is live now with us tonight. Vicky's coming to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversaries in the Okanagan, all the way from Ontario. And guess what? She's coming here at home on Sunday for a special wine dinner. So maybe that 2013 Mirage, it's a 3 liter. It's a double Magnum, okay? By the way, it's a Jeroboam. Maybe we can, because yes, size does matters. Because yes, our ladies like it. No, I can say that. I can't. Carl, stop. No, okay. Too much. Maybe we can correct that. What else do you have? This is I think a 95 points wine enthusiast or something crazy like that. Tightrope.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
elevator
can.
off, I
You want
remember.
me to say it? Hey, Vicky, yes, our ladies like it big. That's what you wanted me to say? Ah,
Like these
shit,
big
I
ones,
said
look
it.
how big they are. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just trying to show scale. So this is a 3 liter, right?
yeah, that's the 3 liters.
Right. So that's a Jeroboam. That's a double Magnum. And then this is a regular Magnum.
Yeah, that's the 1.5. That's the 3. Yeah.
It's really cool. Like, oh, shoot. Look, someone tried to get in this one or something. See,
Yeah,
it's a
nah,
little,
I think
but
maybe
these
I
these
knocked
are
it.
like not normal corks, right? Like we got to save these corks because they're like
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah, we
massive
will.
corks.
Okay, maybe we can put that on the menu at the 3 liters of Mirage. Maybe that's something can be popped on Sunday night because yes, size does matters.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'll take that one. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Actually, with the Maverick ones, we should just be at the winery and hold them up so people can see how cool they are. They're very special. But 2013, we're 2022 now, nearing
Yeah,
2023. So yeah, it's like 9 years old.
it's
I
priming
think
right now. And
it's
now we know that bigger the size is, better. I feel like I'm talking about myself, but
cool.
anyway.
The better it ages, it gets better with age. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, right? Bigger the size is, better the wine age, better it age. Woo-hoo. So yes, and I think that 2013 here is just like entering this, that is in his absolute peak right now. So that Mirage should be an absolute beauty. Hey
Yeah,
Clay, if
and
you
this
can make your way to the Okanagan this weekend, how
yeah,
about you come home on Sunday? We're gonna have a little dinner at home with some special guests. So you and Joanna are invited.
yeah.
How about
So
that?
this was special too because they lost these in their warehouse, and our friend Steven, who is now at Tinhorn Creek, did a cleanup of the warehouse, and he found what, like 2 cases of these?
Yeah, he found 15 of them
Right.
tucked in under another pallet of something else, and it was lost in the inventory, and he found them. And Carl's Wine Club members cleaned these 15 in something like 35 minutes. Everyone went about it, and like we cleaned it up that way. So yeah, so it seems like the house is filling up for Sunday night. That's going to be an epic evening. It seems like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Impromptu reunion.
Yeah,
It'll be awesome.
absolutely. So, okay,
Okay,
now,
so what did you pour me in here? This white.
so that is a 16. No, that's a 1995 Chardonnay Muscat. So that's Vineland.
Okay, it was familiar because I did taste it the other night. Okay, that's why.
There you go. There you go. So Chardonnay Muscat. It's a
It's a
different
little more.
clone of Chardonnay.
It's more
Um,
aromatic than Chardonnay. Like I
a
almost would
little
have
bit
said
more
it's.
aromatic, a little bit more floral. There's lots of tropical notes on this one. This is the 2021 vintage, huge crop in Ontario following the 2020. So we had an amazing experience with Brian Schmidt this summer. We were out there and we went tailgating with him. And when Brian said we're going to go tailgating, that's mean hopping on the back of his truck and going for a drive in the vineyard. And there's a cooler there, and we're starting to taste wine. If we were driving in the Cabernet Franc vineyard, well, we're tasting Cabernet Franc. If we're in the Chardonnay block, we're tasting Chardonnay. So we, Mira and I, Rob Amersley and Michelle, his wife, owner of Black Market, and Mike Laplante and his wife, the average wine enthusiast, were tailgating with Brian Schmidt at Vineland. And when we were driving in the Chardonnay block, there's on one side, there's these rows of Chardonnay Muscat. I remember through my trip in Sonoma, well, I was in the Russian River Valley all the way back in what, I don't know, 2013, 2014, maybe 2014. An epic trip in Sonoma where that's where I came across the Chardonnay Muscat a couple times, and it was something I really, really enjoyed. And here you go. So there's a clone of Chardonnay Muscat in Vineland, in Niagara, where Vineland Estates are producing. So like they do wonderfully, they offer a wine at an incredible price. Who always, to my opinion, absolutely blow up their price point, like without a doubt. So this is a 1995 wine, tax in. I thought that was it's unoaked, but really pure, really refreshing, aromatic. There's nice tropical notes. So, wow, like
For 20 bucks, including tax, that's pretty awesome. And that's coming up when Vineland's going to be featured again in a few weeks in November, right?
Hey, sorry, just Sidney Crosby just walked by.
I'm telling you, if you leave the door open more than like 10 minutes, they all get in here. And then it's just like outside. Outside, there's like hundreds of these. Anyway.
Okay, so Vineland. So there is a calendar here. Next week, we're doing Maverick, south of the Okanagan. Okay, Maverick is coming up. Really exciting. New releases, new wine that we haven't done before. By the way, the new Bush wine.
Big ones.
Say that again.
Some big wines. Are they Jeroboams? Are they 3 liter or 1.5?
There's the Rubeus is Jeroboam, is 3 liters, and we have magnums of Chardonnays and magnums of Rosés. There's, I think, 20 magnums of Rosés left. And I said yes to the magnum of Rosé because I'm a firm believer that people now drink Rosés year round. People don't only drink Rosé during the summer. And guess what? Rosés with turkey, Rosés with Christmas, with a holiday celebration, fantastic. So that's why I choose it. There's magnums of Chardonnay and 3 liters of Rubeus. I gave it a 93 points back in January 2019. Rubeus, fantastic Bordeaux blend. So yeah.
Beauty.
So that's what's coming up next week. After that, we're gonna have another break where we're gonna launch our very special wine challenge. Okay, so more to come a little later today. After the wine challenge, we're gonna have the first week of November. We're going with Black Hills Estate. So we're launching the holiday season on a big high note with a pack with 2 vintages of Nota Bene, 2 vintages of their Syrah, the first ever Black Hills classical method, sparkling, and their Rosé. So a 6-pack, something pretty unique with 2 Nota Bene, 19 and 20 vintage, and Syrah's 19 and 20 vintage in the same pack. So we're gonna go super top premium for Black Hills. After Black Hills, we're going to Vineland. So that means second week of November.
Value.
A pack that's going to be like $125 or $130 for 6 bottles. But outstanding value. And we're also going to have a 3-pack of boutique vineyards, so some of their single vineyard stuff where it's also incredible. We're going to talk about the legacy program as well. So some cool stuff coming up with Vineland. So all the way up to that's a little bit what's happening until mid-November. After that, we're going with a few other things.
Vicky says this 2020 Syrah from Black Hills was only available to club members. And
I know. And the 2019 is sold out. So yeah. And that's same thing with the 2019 Nota Bene, completely sold out. So we'll have some pretty cool stuff coming up. Now, that's what's coming up. That's what's in your glass. This is Vineland Estate, Chardonnay Muscat. We also We also tasted these two here. Let's talk about Vineland for a few more minutes because I think it's pretty cool. So what we have here, I have the Cabernet Franc 2020 and the Cab Merlot 2021. Tasted both a couple days ago, and the Cab Merlot is a $15. 1 5, $15 tax in wine. I'll tell you one thing. We had wings that night. We had a little like buffalo chicken wings. We also had some steaks. We had that wine with that, and it was fantastic. Bright, fresh, means to be drink now. This is the perfect pizza night wine at $15. That was fantastic. And the 2020, the 2020 Cabernet Franc is their entry level, $15.95. Rick Van Sickle from where Niagara, one of the old guard, older generation wine writer from Niagara, met with Brian Schmidt a couple months ago, and after he had his tailgating party a couple months after us, rated that wine 92 points. Yeah, 15.95, 92 points. I give it a 91 myself, but outstanding from the 2020 vintage, entry level Cabernet Franc. So that's what Vineland Estate does. They do some crazy cool stuff. Yes, the Pinot Meunier. I will have also the Pinot Meunier Boutique Single Vineyard in offer in the 3-pack as well. So super cool stuff. I think there's a million fruit fly up here. It's absolutely crazy. So now that segue from 2020 Cap Franc from Vineland lead me to talk about this. Vicky sent me a text today, a messenger, say, Carl, are you kidding me? She got her bottle already. Okay, this is the 2020 Bellaterra Cabernet Franc. When we got, I'd say a month ago, where we got our package from Bellaterra, Marcel and Lou and Fred sent us a package. Said, guys, there you go. They are ready to go. We put the offer together. We need to do something super special. Let's release the 2020. So Mira and I were lucky enough to follow the progression of these wines in barrels for over a year and a half. Okay, so we knew how special these wines would be. The thing that I wasn't sure is how these wines will show in bottles after a very short period of bottling, because usually Bellaterra will hold into their wine in bottles for 18 months before release. Now we're getting into a stretch where they're getting so popular, and because 2019 was not a huge crop, that they thought that releasing the 2020 after 3 months in bottle will be something exciting for their followers. And after talking about it this summer, we said, hey, 2020 is a big and opulent vintage. It's going to be ready to drink a little sooner. Let's do it. Oh, guess what? We tasted them all, and that Cabernet Franc is something pretty darn freaking special. I give it a 94 points, and sometimes I'm like, yes, this is close to 94 plus and maybe a little bit more. The texture of that bad boy is something pretty freaking outstanding. There's one wine that I often make reference when we talk about a very special texture in a wine. It's a Spadefoot Toad Syrah 2014 from Summerhill Winery. That wine has a very, very, very unique, silky, satiny, fluffy, like all of the terminology that you can use in terms of softness. They got it. So this Cab Franc has that style of texture. Bellaterra 2020 Cap Franc, that's the real deal. I'll tell you one thing. Cap Sauv is extremely good and getting almost ready to drink, but it can sit for 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But this is not offensive to drink now. We quite enjoyed that. I even took that bottle to one of our rock star vigneron, one of our rock star winemaker, great grower of the region. We took that bottle to Richard De Silva at De Silva Vineyard and Winery last week. So Richard, you need to taste that Cab Sauv. And I'm not sure if I can repeat what he said, but he said, "What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? This is not from Ontario. That can be. This is so fucking good." So yes, the Cab Sauv is rock star, but the Cab Franc at the moment, the Cab Franc is something pretty darn cool. So if you hadn't the chance to try to order last week your Bellaterra 2020 Cap Franc, Mira just put the link in the upper. Marcel, I talked to Marcel today. He's willing to extend the release special price because there's $5 off the Cap Franc and the Cap Sauv on pre-release. It's not available yet to anyone. It was available only for their wine club members, but yeah, they are available through Carl's Wine Club and will be on the special price until the end of the week. How did you feel about that Cap Franc?
Hey, Marcel's here. He says he might be drinking some of it right now. There you go.
There you go. Marcel's touring in wine shows and living the dream, staying at Fairmont Hotel and all of that. So
that's awesome.
Brother, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, happy Wine Wednesday. So what's in this glass, Carl?
Oh, not just yet. I want you to give our people, our members, your opinion on the Bellaterra 2020 Cap Franc. I just speak for the last 25 minutes, so I just tried to sip on my Chardonnay for a second. So the floor is yours.
Well, I think we had 3 of the 2020s in the pack, and the Cab Franc was my favorite, which says a lot, because if you guys remember in the early days of the club when I just started drinking wine, Cab Franc was like my least favorite varietal. Probably because I don't like the taste of red peppers, and Cab Franc has that kind of flavoring to it. But this one was by far, if you blind tasted me on the 3, that would be the one I am most gravitating to drink first. And so that's how my my wine rating system goes, is just which one do I want to drink first? Which one do I naturally just grab first? That's the one I like more, right? So that was the one. But I think like you said, Carl, it's because it's so ready right now. The other 2, they have so much potential, but they're like a little bit maybe younger, or they need more time to get to the same kind of like texture and level that Cab Franc was at. So yeah, I agree with Vicky. I agree with you, Carl. That was probably my favorite.
The texture, right? To me, it's coming back. And I often to me, it's one of the characteristic of a wine. There's a few things that I'm looking for when we taste premium wines. And first and second, it's complexity and length, but texture. Texture, to me, that's one of the very defining factor of when the wine is good to great, or great to rock star level. That's where that texture.
Just at lunch today, well, actually, it was actually more like breakfast. Today, we were tasting a few wines side by side, just because that's what we do, right? And so we had that $15 wine next to that 2020 Merlot from Maverick. So like a 15 versus a 40-ish dollar wine.
Yeah, for 40, yeah.
The difference between them was, well, A, the price point, B, it was the texture. And for me, it was also like the finish and how kind of rounded and complex the whole picture of it was.
That's exactly what I was like. That's where we had that conversation about texture, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you put that in your mouth, that's how you realize right out of the gate that you have changed category. The texture, the way it coats your mouth, the way that it goes through all of the sensory, all of the sense in your, like, hit all of the right part in your mouth, and how soft the texture is. It was quite obvious. Hey, no knock at the 1595 Cabernet Franc from Vineland. It's 3 times cheaper than the other one, right? No knock on that. In terms of value, can't beat that. But when we're talking about the premium, if the premium is well made, to my opinion, that's where you got, like, right out of the gate, that texture. The texture make an outstanding difference, to my opinion. So yeah, we had that. I think it was what, maybe 9:45 or 10 a.m. after our morning jog, right? We went out, we sweated out, and after that came back, have a big bowl of beef stew for breakfast. Yeah, because we already had a run, right? So why not? And started to taste some wine. So that's the way we roll here at Carl's Wine Club office.
Something like that. Yeah. So hey, what do we want to talk about next, guys? We want to
Oh,
share a little bit about the Canadian Wine Challenge, and we
before we
want.
start the challenge, do you want to have a sniffy sniff of that and tell me
I
what
already
comes
drank
out?
half of it, Carl.
Yeah, okay.
But tell me what you think. Have you had a sip of it yet?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. So I don't
So
even know what
I
it is,
want to
but
know,
I
what do
like
you
it.
smell? There's one very, very defined aroma on that for me.
Is it going to be pencil shavings, Carl?
That's pretty fucking impressive. That is really freaking impressive. It
Yeah,
is.
sometimes I just need to go with my gut, because if I overanalyze it, I have no idea. But
Okay. Because you don't have a clue what I opened. You have no fucking clue what I opened. Unless you have magic eye and you can see behind my head. No, it's not even in the freaking, it's not even in the picture here. So
no, I don't know what this is. I
so
know I like
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So I was just about to give you a hint, and I was just to say middle school or something like that. But yeah, pencil shaving. So if I say pencil shaving, it leads you where, or to which kind of grape?
Cab Sauv. I don't know.
You got it. You got it. You're such a good student. You're
Thank
such a
you.
good student.
It must be a subconscious thing, because I
Okay.
don't.
So yes. So because we tasted the Merlot today, and we had to taste the Cab Sauv as well. So this is the first ever Maverick Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, no way. That's so cool.
Okay, this
Nice.
is it. We know it. You have it in your glass, and that's what you're tasting tonight. Because next week we'll have it. It's our second bottle. I had a bottle earlier this summer. I didn't thought it was quite ready. It was just bottled, so I needed more time. It was bottled for just over a month. Now, I tasted it again when I went to pick up some samples over the last week, and I felt that it's much more, I would
Ready.
say, things have melted down, things have really, really, really come together. And let's see what it says here. So 2020 Maverick Estates from their
2020 Maverick Cab Sauv, and it's the first Cab Sauv they've ever done. Okay. Hey, John and Michelle.
dark fruit, tobacco, cedar, like blackberry, black currant, maybe a little bit of blueberry in there as well. I like the spicy finish. Yeah. So that's south of the Okanagan, Cabernet Sauvignon. Darn fruit flies. Yeah, I like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Very purely Capsule. I like that. Like Mira, got it. Like you just close your eyes. You just absolutely nailed it. Pencil shaving Cabernet Sauvignon, Carl. Boom, you nailed it. That's really impressive. So you know what tells me? There's purity of fruit in there. This is clear. This is clean. This is clean cut Cabernet Sauvignon. That's what south of Okanagan can produce on a very regular basis. 2020, a great vintage. Um, so this, exactly what you have here in your glass. This is definitely something like a 92 at least. This is well done. I really like that. I will
Yeah,
need to analyze that a little bit more, but boom.
very good. So, hey, should we talk about the challenge next or Harvest 2022? Because,
Let's finish with the challenge. Let's finish with the challenge. So
okay,
let's talk about Harvest 2022. We have a cool project going on this year. We talked about it last year. Too busy, left and right. We didn't make time enough, but this year we made it a priority. We are putting together a very special episode of Carl's of Wednesday Wine Happy Hour, where we're gonna do the vintage report for 2022 harvest in the country. I'm not saying that we're probably not going to touch base to all of the area in the country. We won't have enough time, but I'm planning an hour and a half. We are planning an hour and a half interviews with multiple great grower winemakers from all over the country, where they're going to talk about their specific condition from the whole 2022 growing season and harvest for this year. So it's going to give us and you, Carl's Wine Club members, Canadian wine lovers, a very good idea, a snapshot of different wine regions, what to expect from the 2022 vintage. We are too often at the mercy of not a whole lot of information in terms of vintage specific. It's hard to remember. It's so funny. Sometimes I'm listening to some of our top winemaker. Remember the conversation that we had with Brian Schmidt when he started, like 1988, 1995, 1997, 2001, and he's just like freaking spitting out vintage after vintage.
It was a cool vintage and there was a problem in the fall, and then this vintage it was like this, and it's like, how do you remember? But I guess if you live it every single day, you remember.
And like Suan did the same thing one time, like live as well. Anyway, so what we want to do, we want to have like 15 minutes report from different winemakers, great growers from across the country on November 22nd. So we're going to all have a great snapshot of the 2022. There's some challenges in some area, like Niagara, extremely small crops, almost a disaster. Like some area lost 70% of their grapes. But we're gonna hear from the horse's mouth, like from the people involved, from the people who harvest the grapes, from the people who grow these grapes. We're gonna hear from them to tell us what to expect, either in terms of quality or in terms of quantities from the 2022. I think it's pretty cool. It's going to be really, really cool to hear from all of these people.
Yes, that'll be awesome. And speaking of harvest, this is what we were up to a year ago, almost to the date. Okay.
Good.
That's what.
Delicious. The sweetness. It's amazing. That little crunchy acidity. 2021, great vintage.
Yeah. So we were harvesting Pinot Blanc, if I remember, at
Absolutely.
Black Market. At Black Market, yeah, Black Market Wine Company. And then this is you like this year back at Black Market. What the heck? Watch what we're doing here.
It was a real good time. I'll tell you one thing. Me and Michelle here, Michelle Sawchuk, she's the owner, wife of Rob Amersley. We were stumping grapes here. We were stumping Chardonnay for the first ever Chardonnay vintage at Black Market. We processed that day, last weekend, actually. We processed 2.5 tons of Chardonnay grapes. So you see these bins, there was 5 of them. So the press that you would was right next to that can hold 2 tons of grapes. It's a 2-ton bladder press. So because there was 2.3 tons of Chardonnay, the Bella is like, what the heck is going on here? So because there was there's more than 2 tons, we had to squish the grapes before.
Okay, let's hear what Rob's saying. Can you guys hear what Rob's saying?
No, there's no volume.
Oh, okay.
That's why I start talking.
Okay. I'll share it again with volume if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, because Rob
That
is
makes
giving
sense.
us
Okay.
Rob is giving us some good information about the 2022 vintage right there. Vicky, not sure if I agree with your comments here. If Michelle went the stomp, I'll tell you one thing. That was my third one, my third bin, and I believe that I won that one too. I was undefeated that day. Totally disagree with you.
Can you hear that?
No.
No.
No volume.
All right. Well, that's you guys stomping. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's okay. So Rob was I want to go there. Rob, Pierre, just get your flight ticket, bring your ass out here, and we will tour you like you've never seen that before. On va te faire le tour de la vallée, mon Pierre, comme un roi. Ramène-toi ici, puis je te dis, la journée que tu arrives à l'aéroport, tu n'auras pas grand-chose à t'occuper, mon cher ami.
Yeah. So that was, I'm sure, yeah. So that was last year. And then if we go to here, I got something else cool to show you guys from Harvest, because we've done 2 years now in the Okanagan and in Niagara. You were in Niagara
last year, but the 2021 early, before shit hit the fan, because there was a great fall until mid-September when the rain started. And but before that, so when sparkling grapes, the grapes for sparkling wines are harvested, like the numbers were absolutely phenomenal. Some of the places that I talked to, some of the places where I was, winemakers and grape growers were saying that the numbers were even better than the year before. And let me tell you that the year before was the vintage of the century, the 2020. But shit hit the fan mid-September. The rain started, the cold started, and everyone had to rush and harvest a little earlier than expected. So mildew.
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Last year. Can you hear this?
Yep. That's Lou.
That little beast to pull, eh?
That's the grapes, eh?
Up.
Okay, here.
Chardonnay.
Bellaterra. Vineyard. Lou, what do we have in here?
We're picking Chardonnay for sparkling.
Or you go Blanc de Blanc.
Blanc de Blanc.
2021 vintage, the first.
2021. Absolutely.
God bless the grape.
And it's a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning.
Gorgeous morning here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Look at the sun. Gorgeous.
And it was pretty early. I'll tell you, Mira. Like,
What we get for another skid?
like
beautiful.
6 in the morning, or what kind of early are you starting?
Yeah, but Lou told me the night before and say, "Hey, stranger, I was staying at Lou's house. Lou is the owner of Bellaterra, and his house is right next to the winery." And Lou says, "Hey, stranger, you better go to bed early because tomorrow morning it's Chardonnay time, so we're gonna press early." So this darn guy came and knocked at my door at 5:30 a.m. He say, "Hey, stranger, city guy, get your ass out of bed. It's time." So by 6:15, we were out. Well, I was outside. He was outside already for a while. So at 6:15, the
Wow.
grapes were starting to arrive, and we were pressing. And we'll have some cool footage as well when I got some of the. There you go. Some of the free run juice here.
Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Second press is on the way. That's beautiful, fresh Chardonnay juice from the 2021 vintage Bellaterra vineyard. It's going to be the Blanc de Blanc. 5 tons, 5.5 went into this beautiful bladder press. So, yeah, that's coming. That's coming.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's harvest that we've experienced in the past. Now let's get a good sense of what 22 is going to be like. Hopefully we'll have some people on from the Okanagan, some people on from winemakers from Niagara. And it'd be really cool if we could get someone on from like some of these lesser known regions. Like what if we can get someone from Nova Scotia or from Lens or something like
I
that?
would reach out to Beatrice Stutz. Stutz.
Yeah.
I can't remember what's his name. The winemaker. We had him on
At Domaine de Grand Pré.
at Domaine de Grand Pré. So maybe they want to join us. I would like to have the people at Mouchadre from Lens. I would like to have maybe Derek Barnett from Carlo Estate in Prince Edward County. If we can have here from the Okanagan, I'm sure that Richard De Silva was one of the best growers on the region, because I would like to have Richard because he has vineyard in the south of the valley. He has vineyards on the Naramata Bench, so we can talk about, and maybe Jeff Undermark as well. Jeff, also winemakers at Mount Boucherie, where they have vineyard holding in Okanagan Falls, in the Simonkameen, in Kelowna. So we'll put together a lineup of people where we can talk about, and maybe we can reach out to some people in on Vancouver Island as well. So we have a complete snapshot of the whole country.
Yeah, be very cool. Clay's saying that 2022 might be a bumper crop in the Okanagan, which I believe in farmers talk means they have more than they expected. You think that's right, Carl?
More than expected, more grape than expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends. Again, we had a smoke-free summer. So yes, there's some, and I think yes in a sense, but no in a sense, because it's not all of the grape varietal who has overproduced this year. We'll see. I'm interested to see what Chardonnay has in store for this year vintage. I'm extremely interested in seeing what the North have, well, for where they have fruits, because there's some extremely affected frost pocket from Kelowna, from the Kelowna region. So that's going to be pretty. But for me, the region where I keep an eye on is the Naramata Bench. The vineyards on the bench look fairly healthy this year, especially the Pinots. I'm hearing some great stuff from Richard De Silva. I'm hearing some great stuff from what's her name at Moraine?
Amber
from Amber. So there's mixed bag, but you know what? I'm super intrigued. And what I'm hearing so far, it's elegance. It's going to be a vintage with elegance. And thanks, Mother Nature, she provided us with a beautiful fall. And it's keeping going until this weekend. So it's interesting. I can't. I can't make my own opinion right away. I want to hear more from our
We weren't there
winemakers.
every day. These guys will tell us. That's why it's so exciting. That's awesome. So, hey, Carl Boucher, if I'm like, Canadian wine lover, or maybe I'm someone that loves wine, but I don't know much about Canadian wine, there's an opportunity to like be part of something pretty cool coming up. Hey?
Absolutely. We are putting a lot of energies and a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of our passion into a very cool project. It's never been done before. And
Those are the fruit flies, not the project, the fruit flies.
yeah, sorry. Jesus Christ.
It's like an elephant and a mouse with Carl. You get a fruit fly buzzing around him and lots
So yeah, we are working on the Canadian Wine Challenge. So something that for a 6-week period, we're going to have each week different missions, different challenges on the different teams. So we're going to go all over the country week by week to discover the ins and the outs of each and every region. So let's say example, the north of the Okanagan, Lake Country, Kelowna, West Kelowna, Summerland, Peachland, Summerland, Penticton, Armada Bench. We're gonna spend a week, a week talking about numbers, talking about like what we can expect in terms of growing season on average years, wineries, key grapes, like all of the fun fact that people would like to want to know about the full region. We're gonna have
because
that.
we realized, hey Carl, like Canada is very interesting. The way we're set up is by province, right? So VQA, like all these organizations that kind of like help us learn about different wines in different regions, they're set up by region or by province. So if you want to get a good picture of what Canada is like as a whole, there's no one really doing that. And so if you wanted to take, let's say, like a course on Canadian wine, there's not really much out there for that.
No, there's the BC Grower Association, the BC Grower Wine Grower, who have one. You have Niagara, who has one. But there's no one, because if you go to do your WSET, you're going to talk 95% about international wine. So what we want to do, I'm not pretending to do a course, to put together a course, but we want to put some information together to all of our Canadian wine lovers to know and to understand and to get more fact on each and every region across the country. Obviously, we're going to spend more time on the most popular, on the most known region, like the Okanagan, where we're planning to do 2 weeks, so two challenges, and Niagara, who has like, we're going to do a full one on the Niagara Peninsula, and bringing key wineries, interviews with winemaker, a description of the wineries, the GI and the sub GI, and we're going to dig deeper. But we're going to give you some challenges, some mission into that, where we're going to attribute.
This is where it's fun. So we didn't want to call this a course, because course to me is like, I don't want to have to study wine. I want to study wine by experiencing it.
Like Dimitru will say, a case of wine is like a book, and tasting a bottle of wine is like reading a book, right?
Right. So this is the wine library. This is the wine education challenge. But the thing is, the more you learn about the wine, the more you experience it, the more fun it should be. So the more points you're going to get. So that's what the challenge is. It's an opportunity to learn about Canadian wine, thereby improving your enjoyment of it, because you get to like learn more about what your preferences might be, where to find that kind of wine. But you can also earn points. You earn points through the learning, like by watching the videos we're putting together with the knowledge, but also you earn points by like tasting wines or doing a blind tasting or buying wines. And then you can get
putting your own tasting notes on our social media. Like
Yeah,
these are
then you can get
all
prizes.
actions that you can earn points for. And what do you do with these points? How's that work?
So you earn points. There's a leaderboard, so you can see how you stack up against other wine lovers across Canada. And you can unlock different prizes at different points. So let's say you earn 500 points, maybe you get like a free Enovino or something like that. Let's say you earn X number of points, you can unlock a different prize. And there's going to be some top prizes involved. We've got 3 we can talk about today, and we'll keep adding to them as the challenge progresses. So basically, you said 6 weeks, Carl. Yes, it takes 6 weeks to get through it because we drip out the videos and the content to you sort of each week is a theme. But you can start it anytime between now and April 30th, and you can accumulate points in that time. So cigar or cigarette that would go good with your wine? No, I don't. Is that Scotty from
I don't
Calgary?
think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
It sounds like a spam.
Maybe. I don't know, Scotty. Tell us more about your wine love if you are not a robot. That's great. But yeah, so you can earn the points, and then the 3 cool prizes that we have. Thanks, Scotty. The cool prizes are, do you want to say? We'll keep adding to these prizes so you can keep your points and see what other prizes become available over time. But some of them, to start with, will be a day with Carl and Mira. So you can keep that for the next time you come to the Okanagan, and we will take you out for a full day of wine touring like you've never been wine touring before. You get to meet cool people. You get to have amazing behind the scenes experiences. And
or if when we go back to Ontario, if you're someone from Ontario, we can do the same thing.
It in Ontario. Yeah,
exactly.
So a day with us, you get to you could redeem your points for
free shipping for a year. Free shipping for a year with Carl's Wine Club.
So
not too
bad. Yeah. So
a free pack a month for a year with Carl's Wine Club.
Yeah.
So
totally. So you can win all these sorts of things and redeem them.
Well, we'll have like gift certificate with Carl's Wine Club, like for 25, 50, 100. And we even think like we'll do like a $500, a couple $500 certificate, $1,000 gift certificate. So there's going to be some major prize in there. So yeah, so that's what we are. Okay, let's just like scrub that.
All good.
Yeah.
No, we just got someone weird on YouTube there. So, but yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun and a great way to learn more about Canadian wine. We realize, Carl and I taste so many wines across Canada. We get to know so many people, and then we realize like not everybody knows all these things that we've learned. Right. And there's not really anywhere you can go to find out. So that's why we're going to have all this kind of information available through this challenge, and also make it a fun way for you to earn points, earn prizes, and do it in community too. So you can kind of share experiences and share tasting notes and learn a lot through that. So I figured it's a great way to get into fall and winter, which we're spending a little more time inside. You have a little more time to do these kinds of fun hobbies. So
yeah, so that's the Canadian Wine Challenge by Carl's Wine Club. It's going to be ready to go fairly soon. So it's pretty exciting. We are thrilled to be the first one to ever put something like that. And yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Wow, that Scotty is kind of turned me off, or like threw me off right now. And anyway, so
no offense
no
to
offense, get the
like,
fuck
you
out
don't
of
mean
here.
anything bad, Scotty. Yeah, it's just sometimes we get some really weird stuff going on, and then people ask us to transfer money to Nigeria and things like that on YouTube. So sorry about that, Carl. I think jumped the gun and thought you were a spammer, but it's all good. No, we don't know any good cigarettes or cigars, but if other members do, let us know. But yeah, we don't smoke, so we don't know much about that stuff.
Sorry if you're offended to see someone spitting wine in the cup. If you follow us, I've been spitting in this cup for over 2 years now. So yeah. Anyway, get out of here.
Spitting's all good. We like that and have to do that because of the amount of wines we taste. Hey, but anyway,
yeah.
fun. Now you, Carl, made some meatballs, which I am excited.
I sure did make some sticky meatballs with rice. So that's going to be a fun one. We tasted live today the Maverick Cabernet Sauvignon 2020. I gave it already a 92 points. This is a fantastic pure Cabernet. It's really straight to the point. There's a lot more to come in the next 5 to 7 years, I would say. Pure classic South Okanagan Cab Sauv with dark fruit, pencil shaving. I would say also tobacco and lots of spice. So this is really, really good Cabernet. Great texture as well. We also tasted this Chardonnay Muscat, $16. Outstanding value wines from Vineland Estate in Niagara. So yeah, here you go. That was our Wednesday Wine Happy Hour. What a lot of fun. And thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. And stay tuned for the Canadian Wine Challenge. You're going to hear more. We're going to do some testing out there for some images. You will see that on social media. And a couple of weeks from now, we are going to be rocking. Also, next week, it's going to be Maverick Estate, second edition of this year of Maverick with new releases. So if you got the first one of Maverick, stay tuned. Some cool stuff coming up next week as well. So Mira Boucher, I think it's time for dinner.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. Cheers.